All right. Hey, this is Jeremy, and it's today's 5 for 5. So, right now, my family and I, we're traveling. We're up in the mountains of North Carolina. This is the area near where my wife and we grew up. Earlier in the week, we were on a different part of North Carolina. We were in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we took our kiddos to the Great Wolf Lodge. Now, if you've never heard of the Great Wolf Lodge, it's a huge family resort. It's got like an indoor water park and all kinds of things you can do. And let me tell you something. There were a lot of families at the Great Wolf Lodge. There were a lot of people. It was amazing, and we had a great time. Now, when you're traveling, you are never getting away. You're never taking a vacation from your role as a missionary. All of us who believe in Jesus, we are called to live life on mission for Him, to be a light in the darkness, to be salt and light in this world, to shine and show the love of Jesus to everyone every chance we get, making the most out of every opportunity that we have. Now, I don't know if you've ever had one of these moments, but sometimes when I'm in a large crowd, I can get caught up in how many people are there, and I look around and I think, how many of these people are far from the Lord and will never know the Lord or believe in the Lord? And who is going to tell them about salvation in Jesus? Well, you know who. You and I, we're the ones. We are God's plan to get the message of Jesus out to everyone. And let me tell you, when you're in a big crowd and you're thinking about the enormity of how many people are far from Jesus, it is a heavy burden. It makes me think of this song by Brandon Heath. It's called Give Me Your Eyes. Brandon Heath asked the Lord, give me your eyes, Lord. Asking the Lord for His eyes to look around and see everybody. He's talking about walking through an airport. There's tons of people. And he's asking God to give him the Lord's eyes so he can see the people that are hurting, the people who have been forgotten, the people who are lost from God. All of us need the Lord's eyes. You see, God sees things differently than we do. In 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7, we read that man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. You see, you and I, sometimes when we look at people in the world, we just get angry with them, or we just kind of are not worried about them. We don't really care about them. But God looks and sees everyone's heart. And when He does that, He has compassion on those who are lost. Listen to these words. This is from Matthew chapter 9, starting in verse 35 through the end of the chapter. Jesus traveled through all the towns and villages of that area, teaching in the synagogues and announcing the good news about the kingdom. He was living a life on mission. And He healed every kind of disease and illness. So He was helping others. Verse 36, when He saw the crowds, He had compassion on them because they were confused and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. He said to His disciples, the harvest is great, but the workers are few. So pray to the Lord who is in charge of the harvest. Ask Him to send more workers into the field. You and I, we are not going to reach this world if we don't care about this world. We need to pray to have God's eyes and to have God's heart, so that when we see crowds of people, when we see people who are lost, we don't ignore them, we don't get angry with them because of what they believe, but we feel compassion towards them. Because you'll want to help somebody that you feel compassion towards. Take the time to live on mission, to hear somebody's story, to hear what they need, and then to share with them the love of Jesus and how it's changed your life. Have compassion for others. Take God's eyes, take God's heart, and plant it in you, and go out there and show the love of Jesus and live on mission for Him. Hey, I hope you have a great day today. See ya.